So in this video, we're going to do some exercises with SQL Plan baselines. So let's go ahead and log in. The first thing I want to do is going to create a very large table. The next thing I want to do is show the parameters associated with SQL Plan baselines. There are two of them. These are the default values. Capturing SQL Plan baselines is set to false by default, but using them is actually set to true. But to make this all work, we're going to have to set this to true. So let's go ahead and do that. Next, let's go ahead and capture a SQL Plan baseline. And the key here is that when you run a query, you actually have to run it twice before it gets captured. So let's go ahead and do that. It's also not sufficient to say explain plan 4 and the query. You actually have to say the query itself. So let's go ahead and do that. And to start off with, I want to create a bind variable. I'm going to do my query now. I'm going to give my query a label. Okay, let's see if we're in the SQL Plan baselines now. Okay, so now we see an actual SQL Plan baseline being captured. It's enabled and accepted. Let's look at the explain plan for this. Okay, so see if we go back up here, the SQL Plan baseline name ends in 46A, and notice that we're doing a full table scan and it's actually referencing the SQL Plan baseline of 46A. Now let's go ahead and create an index. Let's go ahead and gather statistics too. Now let's go ahead and run the query again, and we're actually going to run it twice. Now let's go ahead and do an explain plan for this. And notice that even though I've added an index and gathered table stats, we're still doing a full table scan and using the same SQL plan. And yet, there are two SQL plans in there. How do I know this? Let's take a look. And lo and behold, there are two. The 46A, and also there is um, this particular query. And notice that it's not been accepted. This is the one that I created once I created the index. So it's out there, but it has not been evolved yet. So the next thing we have to do is evolve that particular query. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now let's run an explain plan. Notice now we're using the index and a different SQL plan baseline. And that's all for this particular video.